We are in a spiritual war that not many people perceive or even consider exist, but we are in the middle of it. Some of us understand this. This is my first recording, and I want to share my experience of awakening. It's almost 2 years ago. I'm not gonna go into how I awakened, but I will talk about an episode because when we awaken, we are lost many times. We have no idea what has happened, and we are waking up to this new reality, and we're trying to find our ways, and it's treacherous out there. There are many pitfalls that we can enter, and we have only our senses to try to navigate in this. So what I want to talk about is the negative dark forces that are in this are here with us in this plane, on this planet. And I just want to tell you this. 2 years ago, I wasn't fully asleep, but I wasn't awake. I didn't understand the full context of everything that is happening. And I had a moment where I was close to dying, and I thought I was gonna die. It was during 3 or 4 days, I don't remember now exactly. And I was thinking, for the first time in my life, I'm not gonna make it through this. I'm gonna die. And I have never been afraid of death, but of course, like everyone else, I don't like dying. I don't think it's a good experience. Because why I have not been afraid is because since a young age, I always have visions and messages from the other side. I always kept it for myself, because, you know, in the society we live today, if you start to speak about this thing, you put yourself in a place where it's hard for you to choose anything else in your life. And I have chosen different things in my life where this had no place. So I kept it for myself, and I didn't really understand it, and it most gave me problems, and had hard times handling. I wouldn't say hard times, but I see things that other people don't see, and it takes some time to get used to that. Because from the spirit world, if you don't know how to control this, they can show you anything. It just depends. It's just like with people in real life. If you don't know how to act around people or who you want to be with, then anyone can approach you. So with that being said, I woke up 2 years ago. I was never interested in UFOs. I've been interested in UFO, I should say, on more in like the adventure and traveling between planets and so on. But I wasn't a person that was looking for this, and I had very, very little knowledge 2 years ago. Only what you see on TV, like most people that are not into this. And then something happened, and I know a lot. I don't know everything, and I want to tell this. I am also not told everything, because what people don't understand, that everything now that we experience, we have to experience it. every one of us are searching for guidance, for hope, for faith, for strength, because this thing that have been going on now with the pandemics and all the things we have been awakening to has been very hard emotionally for many people, and even so for me. So it's just been something that I wanted to keep for myself, and I want to say this: I have no urge of making myself public in any way, or being interviewed or being contacted. Those people I will talk to, and those people that I will be in contact with, are those people that we can share information and share this interest in an open way. I'm not interested in any public things, and I'm not telling this because of that. I'm telling this because I have some knowledge that I know most people don't have because of my experience, and I'm going to go into a bit of that experience. And I want everyone that feels that this message is true, because it is my truth, and everyone will have their truth, and I can only tell you my experience. I cannot show you the visions. I have some things that I have painted down. I'm not good at painting, but I have some things that I have painted down for my own reference. But it's not the time for me to share this, because everything is so new, and I really don't know how long this is going to take. I know that we're going to be safe. I know that we're going to pass through this test now that we're going through, a test of faith, and we will all have to pass through it. And but I don't know as to disclosure. It's not up to me. And what I wanted to say is that this is a spiritual journey, and all the forces that are here, they don't want to get involved. They don't want to interrupt our lives or disturb our lives, because we have a soul mission to do here. That's my understanding. And during this soul mission, we have certain things that we have to accomplish, and we are evolving our soul in this planet. And some people don't understand that. They think we live, we just have whatever joy we can have in life, and then we die. They don't understand that this is a much more deeper thing that we are experiencing. So with that being said, I will make this short description, and it is for you to share wherever you want, and it's my contribution to what is happening now, and maybe some of you will find this interesting. What I'm going to talk about is the attack I had from the negative galactic entities, and how this is connected to each other. So I should say, because I don't want to go into too much before this event, because if I go too much into that, this will be a very long piece. Suffice to say, I woke up 2 years ago. I always had visions and some minor telepathic capabilities, but they were not very, very advanced before I awakened. I could get sentences and words. Sometimes I could get full sentences, and I could see words. They could send me words, and I could read them. But since I was not interested, I didn't evolve this. I sort of put a lid on it and went about with my life, because I have a lot of dreams and things I aspire to do, and this was not one of them at this point. So But after I awakened, I started to have really strong telepathic contact, and the situation really started. Yeah, I will not go into that yet. Sufficient to say is that my telepathic abilities have went up during these 2 years, and I started to be approached. And I started to be approached by the negative entities, the negative galactic forces, which are the greys that approach me. They approach me telepathically, but they also approach me in 2 UFO incidents. One almost 5 years ago, and I didn't understand it was them. I was flying, I was in the air, and I had a UFO coming 3 meters from my left wing in a 45-degree angle, and that was the first time that this thing started to happen to me. And when I woke up 2 years ago, I had a massive UFO event that was witnessed by one of my family members. So I didn't witness that alone. The one in the plane, I was alone. But it was six ships, and they can materialize into our density, and they can materialize out. So they can just disappear in an instant. You will not see them. And after these 6 ships, I was contacted by the Grey. And the thing is that when the Grey speaks to you, they have technique. They don't have an evolved soul or an evolved consciousness that they can connect to you in a natural way. They connect to you with technique. So after a UFO incident, one of the Greys grabbed me basically in a telepathic fashion, because normally when you have a telepathic communication, you can just walk out of it. You can decide, I don't want to talk to you anymore, I'm not interested in you. But they just grabbed me, and I couldn't go out from the telepathic communication. And they showed me themselves, and the face they had was very much in the way that you see in popular media, but the face was perfect. It was oval shape, larger on the forehead, and then going thinner down. It had a gray texture, and the skin was very. It was almost like synthetic. It didn't look like our skin, and it didn't have any wrinkles. It didn't have any spots. It didn't have anything, and it had 2 really large black eyes, and it didn't have a nose, and the almond-shaped eyes were really large, and they were inclined in the face, and they didn't have a nose. They had two slits, and you could see there was a little bit of skin just on the slits when he was breathing, that was moving. And it was very it was a threatening image that it gave me when it showed itself. And the teeth, they don't have teeth like us, they have teeth like our sharp like needles. So they have a really small mouth, no lips, no nose, and the teeth are just razor sharp like needles. Tight needles around the mouth. They're very ugly to look at, and not very pleasant. So during this journey, I tried to communicate and learn things, because I was approached from the spirit side. I wasn't approached from the from the galactic side, or from the physical side. I was approached from the spirit side, and that's how this started 2 years ago. And from that point, I was approached by these negative galactics, and as I told you, when you get really good communication, when you get really good, if you have any ability and you get really super good communication, then it is the grace, because they use technique. They can communicate with anyone they want. They don't need to put any implants or do anything like that they talk about all the time in this UFO community, where I think many people are just collecting real stories from real contactees, and they are fabricating freely on this, writing books, publishing magazines, doing YouTube channels, and making a living of this. I don't want to make a living on this. I have a plan for what I want to do, and this is not the plan. I just want to give this to you. I want you to understand that whatever you believe, it is true. They do exist, and they are here, and we are protected. And I know that I can only tell you from this voice to you that is true, but it is true. But you will still have to go through this event, because everyone have to go through this. This is a thing of faith. This is not a thing of religion. God have nothing to do with religion, but this is a thing of faith. So we will have to have the faith, and we will have to have the strength to go through this. So, and this is why I'm giving this, because I want you to have the strength and the faith. So I had a lot of communications, and I couldn't decipher who was who. And in the beginning, I tried to talk with YouTubers, and I tried to contact them, and so on. And I soon found out that no one is having this experience, or really having this contact that I have. And those people that have had real contact, they are not on YouTube or available anywhere. So I knew I will have to deal with this alone. And these grays, they can shut down the communication around you. If you are interesting to them, they can shut down. So for example, when you hear channelers saying that, you know, I decide that I will not speak to a negative entity, I decide that I will speak to someone of a higher frequency, which is a popular expression, which in a way is true. We are dealing with frequencies and vibrations, but I don't like that way of talking, but it is a true concept. But it's too new age for me, but it doesn't mean that it's wrong. It just means that it doesn't suit me. So they can shut the communication down, and those that wants to speak with you naturally, with natural telepathic communications, those that are here trying to help us, they can be locked out. And this was really bad last year, really bad. It's getting better now, but because of this event that happened to me, I cannot do any telepathic communication with anyone, because it could lead to trouble for me, because this is not over. The negative galactic forces are still here. I feel that they are weakened, but the thing is that we don't only have the negative galactic forces, we have the evil Luciferian satanic cabal that works with these forces in conjunction, and that have this plan to scare humanity with wars and pandemics and the media and so on. So we are in the middle of this now, and I can see that this already went very long. So I think I will keep this like this, and I will tell you about my story a little bit more as it comes. And as they say, if you don't resonate with this, if you don't feel that this is for you, don't get angry, don't get triggered, don't feel that you want to attack me or anyone else that believes in this. just realize that this might not be your truth. What I'm saying is the truth, but it doesn't mean that that's your truth anyway, you know. We will decide what we believe in. And my experience is true, but if you decide not to believe in this, then that is your decision, and that might also be the decision that you're supposed to do. There is no conflict here. If you feel in your heart this is not for you, then that is where you should go. I'm not here to convince anyone, okay? So, what I was supposed to talk to, but it will be too long. I want to talk about how the grace, and I will make a short thing with this. I was attacked by astral beings, astral demons, because during these telepathic communications I had, I got confused and I thought I was talking to the good forces. But they tricked me, and that's always how they work. And one sign how you know this is they cannot express love. They cannot say with deep resonance they love you and they care for you. They don't have that in them, you know. They can only give you flattering, say that you're so good and you are ready and it's your time and you will be so successful. That is typical a negative entity, a gray, because they do flatter. So that is one thing. So anyway, I got in this situation where they were getting closer to me, and these demons, they can attach to your aura, and when they attach to your aura, they are attached, and after that point they can possess you. And I got help from the galactic forces that are here, and the only one of those forces that I have contact with, and which is why I'm having this experience and this is why I'm awakened, is because of the Lyra family, my family. They are here. They are in the ships in the sky. They are around Earth now, as we speak. And the Luciferian Cabal knows they are here too, so this is not a surprise for them. But in short, and I will go into this in the next clip, I will send another one. And if I don't feel to do this anymore, I will not do it. So don't ask me. I will just tell what I think is sufficient and what I think I should say. Okay? So this is not something I asked for. This is not something I wanted to do. This is something that I have had to experience, and that is something that I'm going to deal with because it's part of where I'm going. So the thing is that we have there are many layers here, and I'm not saying that I know everything. I'm just saying I'm giving this message of what I know. And if there is someone else that knows something else, you feel free to fill in. We are supposed to grow from this. Everyone is supposed to know some. Everyone is supposed to be their own champion in this. We are not supposed to follow anyone. We are just supposed to follow ourselves and love each other. But we have a long way. So the Luciferian Cabal, which is mainly based in America, where they have all the satanic churches, they practice black magic. And with black magic they terrorize governmental people that they don't like, of different countries, actors, musicians, people that they need to have under control, because they have a whole system, they have a whole matrix of beliefs that everyone that listens to the mainstream media must believe, or their power will fall. So they go together and they do magic seances, do black magic. And I was attacked by the American Luciferian Cabal. I could have them in my visions. This happened for 4 weeks. And the thing is that when humans are afraid, and when we feel anxiety, and we worry, and we have a lot of war, and we have famine, and we have problems, we make energy in the fourth dimension, in the astral world. And in this astral world, beings can be created by these magicians, by this satanic Luciferian cabal. And these beings get life. And when we now destroy this energy field in the fourth dimension by waking up, by the help we have here from the galactic forces, by seeing the evil, by seeing the darkness, because our consciousness is growing, that field, I have not been told this what I'm saying now from this point, but this is my belief from this point of what I'm telling you, is that when this field will go, it will be like a veil will be lifted, and these astral beings will just vanish. And then we'll be directly connected in a much more profound way to the source, because we are connected. And you can correct me, because I'm not very good in all the chakras and all of this, so you may correct me. But we are connected from the heart chakra up to the crown chakra, all the way to God. And that passes through the fourth dimension. So just by logic, if that dimension gets clean, we will have a much better connection to God. So, and these grays, they can't always enter here, because they are in another density, or they are in another dimension, just as the galactic forces that are here are helping us are. So they cannot just enter whenever they want. It has to be a good time for them to come here. It has to be easy for them to get through. And what the Luciferian satanic cabal, they make portals, they make energies to bring these entities here. And they work together and have done for a very long time. And it's part of the satanic religion, these entities. And the Greys and the reptiles, I have seen one Draco in a vision when I was attacked, and I had during the attack, my home was full of orbs. My home was full of wine red orbs everywhere, and those outlining of really tall people with like white dust around them. Like you'd see the aura of this, and the fear, the terror that these Dracos can project. You will feel absolute chill. It's like they collect all the death and pain, and they can project it on you, and you feel it. It's the worst thing I have ever felt in all of my life, and I fought for my life for 4 weeks. And during this fight, my Lyra family showed themselves, and they were fighting them, and it took 4 weeks before I was safe. And then after that, I don't have any communication with anyone, because this is not over. We're in the middle of it. And if I hadn't been attacked, if it wasn't a life and death thing, and if it wasn't meant for me to basically, I need to be here. So they intervened, and that's why I know about them more. Otherwise, I would just have had spiritual messages from them like I had before. But from this point, I have had visions with them, from them, and discussions with them. So that's why I know all about these things. So 2 years ago, I didn't know nothing. I didn't know anything. I had that UFO incident 5 years ago. I knew there were UFOs. That was all. So how fantastic this might sound, I promise you that many people in the world knows about this, and especially the satanic cabal elite. They understand all of this, and many people will have first-hand experiences hopefully with those that are here to help us and guide us. And we will all have this, we'll all share this eventually. So, yes, that's what I want to say. I said a lot. I wasn't prepared to talk too much about this. I've been thinking about it. And it's time I say something, because I see so much things that I know is not true. Because people want to make money, people want to be famous. And but then there are those good people that do things and help people, and we all know who they are and who we like to listen to. I know who they are. And I hope this is something that will guide you and help you. And with that being said, another time.